One of the things we have found out about these hobby greenhouses is that they can get real hot real fast. Here in central North Carolina, it's not uncommon, even in the middle of winter on a cold day, that they can get over 100 degrees. And yes, we do have the vent that's on the ceiling there with the automatic opener that will start to rise at around 70 degrees. And we do have some small fans inside for circulation. That's just not enough when it gets too hot. And so the answer to that is to open up the door. Now, when you open that door up, you start to invite the next problem, which could be birds, pests, and bugs to come on inside. So let me show you a couple of modifications that we've made in order to try to solve that problem. If you want any more information on the build of this Veikous greenhouse or some of the other modifications that we made, please go check out some of our older videos on it. So the first thing that we did was add a screen door, and we were debating on how to add and where to add it. And one of my thoughts was I would just take the regular door off, just put a screen door on. Downside of that, here in North Carolina, it's not uncommon that we could have a day that's 80, next day's 40 or 30. So I just didn't want to get involved also with storing doors. So I felt it was best to have two doors that I can just always have on, use how I need it, but still have the ability to close it completely down. So my solution was to have this screen door open to the inside while the other door here can still close up and seal things off. So if I don't want the screen door, everything's perfectly fine. The two doors are still on it. So now when I open this back up, you'll see that the screen door here opens to the inside. There's different ways that you could build this screen door. You could obviously, probably easiest would be to build it out of wood. Unfortunately, I didn't videotape me building this door. All I did was upcycle an old screen door and modify it to fit this existing spot. First step was to take the screen out. From there, I unscrewed the frame of the door, leaving me with 4 pieces. I could then individually cut each piece down to the size I needed, re-screw it together, and I was good to go. In order to cut it, I ended up using a metal blade on a jigsaw, but a metal blade on a hacksaw will work fine as well. And then, as you can see, there's the old handle to the sliding door. That wasn't going to work out for me at all. So I just simply put this latch here, of which it just can overlap and lock on to the existing frame. So that'll keep it closed. And then I just use that as my handle to come on in. Now, obviously when I'm inside, I don't have that handle, so the door's still partially open. Now the other thing, when it came to sizing the door, because I didn't have to deal with an inside frame dimension and be real exact, I just made this screen door 1/2 inch bigger on all edges, so a total of 1 inch bigger than the opening that you see from here to here, and then the same for up top from that edge all the way down to the top of the bottom edge. And so when it came to mounting this door on, I needed to think just a little bit outside the box. And I know all frames are not the same on these greenhouses. And so what I found to do was to take this block of wood, which is the same thickness as this part of the door. That was going to allow me to have this hinge be on here flat. So I took the block of wood, I screwed that into the existing frame. Then all I had to do was just screw the hinge into the block of wood and then into the door. The other nice thing about this door is that if I don't want to use it, it can just sit there on the side and it's really not in the way. Yeah, I have to reach around to get to some of the plants over there, but not a big deal. The next issue that we had to deal with is right where this ceiling vent is. And I've had some comments from people saying the vent's great, but what do you do to try to keep the birds out, wasps out, bugs, pests, etc.? And I did try to come up with a couple of solutions. One was even just building a wooden box to go in here. But as it is, I'm already struggling with the height of this. I'm 6'3", and I think the total height of this is about 6'5" in the center. And so I found this tool works just fine. You could also use, it's pretty much similar to the same thing as insect netting. And we just clipped that all around the interior of the opening. But one thing that we did have to do was make sure that we left enough slack for that piston right there. Because right now it's in the open position, but that piston, once it gets to be nighttime, for those of you who have these type of openings, it's going to come down low. So what I have here, I might be able to show you, I don't know if I can get in there and it'll zoom in and show it, but there is a clip that I've got right there, and that's clipped to this one metal piece right here, so that way it doesn't get this tool all tangled up in the springs or the mechanism, so it can just open and close as the piston operates. A cheap fix keeps the wasps out. So one thing I can definitely tell you is that even with the screen door on there and the vent open, there does reach a time when it is still too hot. We will add a box fan into the situation just to try to get a little bit better airflow. But come usually about end of May, early June, it's just too hot for us here in central North Carolina to use this greenhouse. So it'll just be really a storage shed until we put it back into use sometime in September. Now this summer I plan on putting shade cloth over the top, and I'm just going to monitor the temperatures to see if I can get more months out of this greenhouse other than just that September to May time frame. So I hope you found this information helpful. If you got any questions or suggestions, please put it down in the comment section below, and we'll see you on the next video.